Glad you're here with us at the kitchen table today. Hop Sing's about to serve us lunch, but first let's take a look at ag weather. We'll use the San Antonio area as our benchmark. Today, mostly sunny, 89 the high, 64 the low. Wednesday, sunny, 91 the high, 68 the low. Thursday the 15th, mostly sunny, 91 and 63. Friday the 16th, the cool front comes through. Mostly clear, a few clouds, 75 the high, 54 the low. Temperatures rise back up on Saturday, 81 and 66. Sunday, 90 and 64. Monday, back to 80 and 62. Our first chance of rain on Tuesday the 20th at 20%. Neighbor, there's your ag weather for the San Antonio region right in the big middle of down on the farm country. Neighbor, let's take a look at the commodities of ag interest as close to the noon hour as we can get them. Remember, we have multiple stations, multiple formats that we have to put this information in. So don't use it to make a trade. It's just a snapshot of a price in time. December corn, $3.90 and a quarter, up 1.5. November beans, $10.40 and 3/4, up 7. Your December Kansas City hard red winter wheat down a half at $5.30 even money. Neighbor, moving on to cotton. December number 2 cotton up 16, 68.53. December live cattle down 15, 110.67. November feeder cattle down 40, 135.15. December lean hogs down 117.5, 64.42 is where she sets. U.S. dollar index, December contract up 441 points at 93.54. Your November West Texas Intermediate crude up 47 at 40.01. Neighbor, there's your commodities of ag interest. Neighbor, now let's head to the Texas Farm Bureau radio news desk. My good friend Tom Nicoletti is at the mic. Tom, what are you speaking to us about today?
The versatility of sorghum. I'm Tom Nicoletti with Texas News and Views from the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. More after these messages.
What's impressive about Pioneer brand sorghum? I'm here in the Rio Grande Valley, Texas, sorghum country, but also sugarcane aphid country. This field is one of over 60,000 test plots. That's a lot of data, and the reason why Pioneer sorghum dominates the industry in yield potential and sugarcane aphid tolerance. A test plot in the Rio Grande Valley. Another place that makes Pioneer, Pioneer. Contact your local Pioneer sales representative.
Nutrien Ag Solutions strives to help you lead the field by providing access to the latest digital tools to meet today's farming challenges, including best of the best innovative technologies like real-time field monitoring and data collection, plus services to help you manage invoices, payments, and crop planning. Seize the opportunity this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
Sorghum has long been grown for use as an animal grain feed, but the crop has evolved into a much more widely utilized agricultural product in recent years. The consumer food industry is a growing marketplace for sorghum. Texas is one of the top 3 sorghum-producing states in the nation. Charles Huddleston is a sorghum farmer in North Texas. He also serves on the United Sorghum Checkoff Board. Huddleston explains the importance of the Sorghum Checkoff program.
But one thing that the Sorghum Checkoff is doing, promoting uses for sorghum that brings a higher value to the producer. A good bit of that is going to Japan as food-grade sorghum. We're working with other companies in the U.S. promoting sorghum as an ancient grain and in food preparation, working with universities and looking at even bringing them to their food service organizations at the universities because they're looking for sustainable products, and that's one thing that sorghum definitely is, being able to grow with less inputs and less moisture.
Currently, Charles, what is the checkoff rate per producer?
Okay, the sorghum checkoff's a little different, where corn and wheat and others, they charge so much a bushel. Sorghum, when the national checkoff was passed and when we had a revote on it a few years ago, the checkoff is 0.4% of the value of the sorghum when it's sold. So low prices, low yields, you're not getting as much taken out of your final check or your settlement check. And then, if you have a good year, good prices, the checkoff is going to generate more income because the value of the crop is more.
Years ago, it was pretty much utilized as a grain feed for livestock, but sorghum certainly has many more uses in various products today.
It does, and one of the things is China, they'll use a grain sorghum for alcohol or drinking alcohol called baijiu. That's one of the main drinks in China. I've never tasted it, but it's the largest produced alcohol in the world, and I consume. Of course, that would make sense being in China. But anywhere from going into breakfast cereals now, using it in recipes, and being gluten-free. If people have celiac disease, it's something the flour can be used in baking. So there are a number of uses for sorghum. They're expanding the uses, looking for value added. It's being used in dog food, which, again, it brings a little more money when it's used in the production of dog food or pet food. So, the checkoff has some outstanding staff, and they're always looking for ways to increase the value of sorghum.
That is North Texas sorghum farmer Charles Huddleston, who is also a member of the United Sorghum Checkoff Program Board. Here in the United States, sorghum can now be found in more than 350 product lines. As Huddleston mentioned, with so many healthy benefits in the grain, consumers are finding creative ways to use sorghum in recipes for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even snacks.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to get insurance for Texans by Texans. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
This is Texas News and Views. I'm Tom Nicoletti with the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor, it sounds like Hop Sing's about ready to serve us lunch. A big old heaping helping of chicken fried steak, jalapeno gravy, Nanny's yeast rolls, and a cold cucumber salad. I'm pouring the iced tea. You can grab yourself a cup of coffee. Doug Bass from Cattleman's Brenham is going to eat with us today. Doug, how did your Friday sale go down there?
We had a good sale, Mr. Larry. We ended up with 1,483 head of cattle. Markets looked a little cheaper. Cow market looked a little cheaper again to me this week, and the calf market seemed like it's backed up a little bit too. You weigh in cows, your thinner and lower yielding cows bring 17 to 38. Better high yielding cows bring 40 to 54. You weigh in bulls, your lower yielding bulls bring 52 to 65. Better high yielding bulls bring 73 to 80. Paired cattle, have many pairs we had bring anywhere from 800 to 1,400. Red cows bring from 400 to 1,200. On your calf market, like I said, I think the calf market looked like it was things sure 5 back, maybe a little more in some places than that. Your roping calves, or your 1 to 2 weight roping calves, the steers bring $155 to $2. Heifers bring $140 to $185. 2 3 weight steers bring $138 to $197. Heifers bring $125 to $157. 3 to 4 weight steers bring $130 to $195. Heifers bring $118 to $152. 4 to 5 weight steers bring $127 to $180. Heifers bring $115 to $180. 5 to 6 weight steers bring $115 to $140. 5 to 6 weight heifers bring $108 to $175. 6 to 7 weight steers bring $1 to $1.26. Heifers bring $1.05 to $1.20. 7 to 8 weight steers bring $85 to $1.24. Heifers bring $90 to $1.20. And 800 to 1,000 pound steers and bull runners bring $80 to $1.03. Heiferettes bring $75 to $1.10.
What do you know for this week, Doug?
We've got quite a few calls. Going to have to look like quite a few calves again. Last week we didn't have many cows. We had about 120 cows, and the majority of the cattle were calves. Lots and lots of really good calves coming to town, that's for sure.
Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you for this Friday sale in Brenham.
Yes, sir. You can sure call me on my cell phone, which is 979-877-4454, or call us here at the office, which is 979-836-3621.
Neighbor, let's take a look at the grains, courtesy of John Tuggle. Call 800-288-4453. Milo through Corpus in October, D's plus a $2 bill, $10.52. Yellow corn through Corpus in October, D's plus $44.29. Hard red or winter wheat through Corpus in October, D's plus 75, $6.05 and a half. And number 1 beans through Houston, October, November delivery, November less 15, $10.50 and a half. We sold 12,428 bales of Texas cotton yesterday. Average price $62.64. Neighbor, looks to me like that's all the time we have for the Down on the Farm radio live stream. I know most days we probably go about 3 times this long, but we're busy in the field and the pasture here at Down on the Farm Radio today.